Well, the fans settled back, and the happiest people in Detroit right now are the 15,000 to 18,000 youngsters that were afraid for a long time that they wouldn't see a ball game this afternoon. It is just a little bit brighter now than it was before. The rain has stopped. The clouds appear to be just a little bit higher than they were. The lights are on here at Tiger Stadium. The Yankees playing this game under the leadership of Frank Crosetti, Jim Turner, Whitey Ford, and Jim Hegan. Right now, as Crosetti came out around home plate, John Stevens stopped him. They had a bit of a conversation, and now Stevens is calling something down to first base umpire Kinnaman. Bill Monbouquet continues to throw out of the Yankee bullpen. Some remarks directed toward Monbouquet. He turned around. Whether he will be allowed to continue warming up, and I don't see why he should not be as the Yankees come to bat, but we will see. Manager Ralph Houck back east. Today attended the graduation of his 18-year-old son, Bobby, from prep school in Paulding, New York. And the first time in Ralph Houck's managerial career that he has missed a ball game. And for quite a while, it appeared that he would not miss one because we certainly thought that this one would be rained out. But they held off until the last minute, and now the rain has stopped. This series continues, weather permitting, with a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon. The Yankees will go with a pair of left-handers, Fritz Peterson in one game, and Steve Barber will be making his first 1968 start for the Yankees in the other. The Detroit Tigers will go with Denny McClain, who has won 8 and lost only 1 this year, and probably John Hiller will make his first start after 8 relief appearances. Tigers in a bit of a bind for starting pitchers right now due to an injury to Earl Wilson. Wilson, in a game on the West Coast, in covering first base on a play, jammed his foot, was on crutches for a few days thereafter. However, last night he was running very lightly in the outfield and is working himself back into condition, but of course he will have to miss this series. Horace Clarke steps in against Les Kane. Clarke batting .217. The big left-hander pumps and throws, and he has a fastball in for a strike. This game is underway. Kane bears a startling resemblance to Don Newcomb. Winds, kicks, and fires. Ground ball is spiked to the left side. Backhanded by Euler deep in the hole, but he has no throw. Horace Clarke, running hard, beats it out for a base hit. Euler got to the ball deep in the hole. As he backhanded it, he slipped just momentarily in a little muddy spot out there. However, the fact that he slipped did not affect the play. Clarke would have had it beaten even had he made a throw. So Clarke is on with a leadoff single to the infield, and Roy White, who is hitting .293, steps in. Kane looks to first, Cash holding, and the pitch is foul to the upper deck. Young man up there high in the upper deck on the first base side made a one-hand catch of that ball, and it was hit hard. He just stuck his right hand out, pulled it in very nonchalantly. White's .293 batting average ties him with Andy Costco of the Yankees for 6th place among the American League hitters. Chops a foul ball off the third base side, and a nice trap of the ball by Frank Crosetti. It is not a cold afternoon here in Detroit. Temperature in the mid-60s. Very little breeze blowing, but very damp. The look to first. 0-2 pitch to White. Chop toward the second baseman. Let's see if they go for 2. Out at second. No, safe at second base, says Euler. Nobby is out at second base. Euler dropped the ball. Euler dropped the toss from second baseman McAuliffe, but umpire Russ Getz ruled that he dropped it after he had tagged the bag. I would have a feeling that if Mr. Houck were here, that would have brought a bit of a rhubarb. It did not look from here as if he had possession of the ball when he crossed the bag. But Getz says yes, so it's a fielder's choice. Clarke is out at second, White on a fielder's choice. And now Mickey Mantle steps aboard. Yes, sir. I think if Ralph were here, they might have drawn a bit of a rhubarb. Here's Mantle batting .250, 6 home runs. Pitch to him. Swung on and missed, strike one. It was ruled that Euler did have possession of the ball when he crossed the bag and that he dropped it, transferring it to his throwing hand. Mantle fouls one to the screen behind the plate. Strike two. Andy Costco kneeling on deck. You can hear the kids yelling in the background, "We want an out." There are a lot of them out here. White leads away from first. Kane to Mantle. High. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leslie Kane is a big lad. He stands 6'1", weighs in at 200. He appears to be bigger than that. But the book has him 6'1" and 200. He was the Tigers' 4th choice in the June 1966 draft out of El Cerrito, California High School. 1-2 pitch to Mantle. Foul back off the shin guards of catcher Bill Freehan. Kane had a year and a half in the minor leagues. He got in 16 games the year he was signed. Then last year he appeared in 33 games for Montgomery of the Southern League. Won 11, lost 13, and also pitched a no-hitter. His problem is control. 1-2 pitch to Mickey. Here it comes. Curve is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. White, short lead at first. Kane looking straight at him as he starts his stretch. Pitch to Mickey. Hit right back through the box and into center field. Base hit. Let's see if White tries for third. He's on his way. And White makes it to third standing up. Center fielder Mickey Stanley came after that ball rather gingerly, which leads us to believe there is more water out there in that area of center field than it appears from here. Stanley sort of tiptoeing in. Did not charge the ball to try to make a play on White at third. And Mantle ripped it right back between the legs of the pitcher, Les Kane. Single for Mickey. White at third. And the batter is Andy Costco. Costco hitting .293. The only other time Kane pitched against the Yankees, Costco tagged him for a home run. Costco requests second base umpire Russ Getz move a bit out of his line of vision, and Getz takes a few steps to his left. Runners first and third. Pitch to Costco. Foul ball pumped off the third base side. Looking out towards center field, it may be my imagination, but it appears that where Mickey's ball stopped, there's a little bit of a dip, a little sunken spot, which might have collected some water, because ordinarily Stanley would have come in harder for that ground ball. No balls, 1 strike to Costco. Mantle at first, White at third. The pitch. Check swing. Oh, he went around. Oh, Stevens said he went around, and Crosetti is upset. Crow calling something down from the third base coaching lines. And also Pepitone, who is on deck, is shouting at Stevens, and now the Yankee dugout gets on him. And Stevens, standing like a statue, staring straight over at the dugout, as if to say, now he warned somebody with a finger. Well, the Yankees have had 2 questionable calls now. 2-strike pitch coming to Costco. Foul tip. Sandy Alper, looking out toward that center field area we were talking about, says there is a drain out there, and that leads us to believe that there is a slight sunken spot. Perhaps the water collected there a little heavier than in other parts of the field. Infield appears to be in excellent shape, protected by the tarpaulin. Kane starts his move. 2-strike pitch to Costco. Here it comes. A ball inside. No score in our game, which got underway about 20 minutes late because of the rainfall. Sky is much lighter now. 1-2 to Costco. Inside, backs him out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mantle at first, White at third, 1 away. 2-2 pitch. Grounded down the third base line. White will score, and they won't have a play anywhere. All hands are safe. Slow roller down the third base line. Kane could not get to it in time. Neither could Don Wirt. Costco has an infield hit and a run batted in. The Yankees lead 1-0. Mantle stopped at second. Costco's 25th run batted in. Slow roller down third. They didn't make a throw on Costco. White running hard. Would have had any play beaten at the plate. And now Joe. Kane looks back to second. Left-hander kicks and deals. Fast and low. Out of the mitt of Freehan, but he kept it right at his feet. No chance for the runners to move. Had it not been for the play at second base a moment ago, the Yankees could have a big inning going. Pepitone looking down, trying to pick up the target set by Freehan. Pitches in the dirt in front of the plate and blocked by Freehan with his chest. Even though the skies are brightening up a bit, the lights have been on since the start of this game here at Tiger Stadium. All right, you may have heard the announcement now that just as we told you, Getz ruled that Euler was in possession of the ball on that play at second. Strike to Pepitone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Les Kane sets, kicks, and fires. Pepitone fouls it at the feet of Freehan. Freehan leaned down to pick that ball up, and I think Pepitone tapped him on top of the head with the handle end of the bat, not intentionally. Two balls, 2 strikes to Pepe. Mantle at second, Costco at first. Here's the pitch. Check swing and a ball. Full count now, 3-2. Kane in his move. 3-2 pitch, runners hold. Pepitone lines one to center field, base set. Let's see if Mantle can score, and he's being waved around by the Crow. Throw goes to second base. Mickey scores, and the Yankees lead 2-0. That brings Mayo Smith out of the dugout, and as he comes out, he has started a right-hander, Pat Dobson, warming up in the bullpen. But the Yankees have jumped on Les Kane for 2 runs here in the first inning so far on 4 base hits. Pepitone's run batted in, his 11th of the year. Solid line drive to center. Ball hit by Clark was hit well, although it was stopped by the shortstop Euler. White's bouncer was not hit well. Mickey's single, a ground ball right through the legs of the pitcher, was well hit. Casco's ball was not well hit. He topped it, just dribbled it down the third base line. But that line drive by Pepitone was a solid frozen rope to center. Mayo Smith has had his say at the mound, walking back toward the dugout. I would doubt if he could make a pitching change right now because he has just had Dobson get up. And a few drops of rain start falling again, but not enough to interfere with this game. Tommy Tresh, the batter, hitting 153. Casco at second, Pepitone at first. Kane kicks and fires outside. Ball one. Right-hander Pat Dobson trying to get loose in a hurry. One-0 pitch. Way up high with a changeup. And Freehan had to reach for it. So far here in the first inning, the Yankees have scored as many earned runs off Kane as he had given up in his other ball games, too. Started this game with an earned run average of 0.82. Fresh takes a swing and tips it into the mitt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Out in the center field bleachers, a lot of fans have moved up to the very top and are huddling under the scoreboard to keep out of the rain. Makes a pretty good roof for him up there. 2-1 pitch to Tresh. Ground ball back through the box and on through to center field. Base hit. Casco waved around. He will score. Pepitone stops at second. And the Yankees lead 3-0. And that will be all for Sugar Kane. For Tresh, his 18th run batted in. Mayo Smith comes out, and as he does, he waves to the bullpen for Pat Dobson. So the Yankees jumping on Kane for 3 runs on 5 hits here in the first inning. He has retired only 1 man, so Kane works but 1/3 of an inning. The Yankees lead 3-0, and Pat Dobson will come on to pitch to Bobby Cox. For Dobson, the appearance will be his 11th, all in relief. He has no record. He's pitched 12 innings, allowed 12 hits, 5 earned runs, an earned run average of 375. He's walked 7, struck out 13. Dobson, as we recall, did not fare too well against the Yankees in New York. He relieved in the game that Kane started at Yankee Stadium, retired 1 man, gave up 1 run, 1 hit, and walked 1. While Dobson warms up, we'll look at the scoreboard for you. Boston scored 2 runs in the first inning. And at the end of 1.5, it's Boston 2 and Baltimore nothing. Gene Brabender pitching for Baltimore, and Ray Culp, the starter for Boston. Washington got a run in the first inning at Cleveland, 1-0 at the end of 1. Bosman pitching for Washington, and Stan Williams for the Indians. Minnesota and Chicago are scoreless at the end of 2 innings, with Dean Chance going against Cisco Carlos. And later on, California plays at Oakland, a twilight game. In the National League, only 2 afternoon games. The Mets lead St. Louis 1-0 at the end of 1.5. Ray Washburn pitching for the Cardinals. Nolan Ryan for the New York Mets. 1-0, Mets at the end of 1.5. Later on this afternoon, San Francisco is at Los Angeles. The other National League games will be tonight with Atlanta at Pittsburgh, Chicago at Houston, and Cincinnati at Philadelphia. Pat Dobson, a tall, slender right-hander, 6'3", 190 pounds, 26 years of age, a native of Depew, New York. Bobby Cox steps in against him with Pepitone at second, Tresh at first, 1 out, 3 runs in the bank. Cox batting .230 after having a single and a double in 3 official trips last night. Dobson, the set, the pitch. Strike with a breaking pitch over the outside corner. Dobson got in 28 games for the Tigers last year. Had a record of 1 win and 2 losses. He was called up during the season from Toledo. There's a fly ball out into shallow right field. Coming on for it is Northrup. He will not get there. Pepitone's going to try to score, and he will score as the throw goes toward third base. Rossetti, realizing that ball had a chance of falling in, had brought Pepitone well on toward third and then waved him home. And the Yankees lead by a score of 4-0. For Bobby Cox, his 11th run batted in. Tresh now at second, Cox at first. The run is charged to Kane. Now Jake Gibbs, the 8th Yankee to come up here in the first inning. Jake sat out last night's game in favor of Ellie Rodriguez against the southpaw Mickey Lolich. He is batting .238. Dobson comes to the set. Here's the pitch to Gibbs. Low, ball 1. To look back to second. The pitch. Low again. 2 balls and no strikes. Yankees off to a 4-0 lead here in the first inning. Dobson leaning way down to take his sign. Now ready to pitch to Gibbs. Here it comes. Swung on, high pop-up into shallow left. Back goes the shortstop Euler. In comes Horton. Euler falls down and Horton makes the catch. Even though that ball was fairly well out into left field, the umpires had ruled it an infield fly. So there are 2 down. Bill Monbouquet. Monbo's been up 20 times, has 3 base hits. Swings and misses, strike 1. Yankees have batted around here in the first against Kane and Dobson. Pitch to Monbo. Swung on, ground ball back up the middle, but it is picked up by Euler. The shortstop, he tags second ahead of Gibbs, rather ahead of Cox, and the side is retired. But the Yankees score 4 runs on 6 base hits. There were no errors. 2 men are left on. At the end of 1/2 inning, the score is New York 4 and Detroit 0.
See, here's someone who knows baseball inside and out. The White Owl girl. Let me ask you, who's going to be the next Hall of Famer?
Personally, I think it will be that pitcher who smokes White Owls. He has so much going for him. And then there's that other player, the catcher, the invincible man. He's always smoking one.
Yeah, I really like that. Catcher, invincible man. But who's going to walk off with the most valuable player award this year?
I'd vote for that outfielder. I forget his name, but you'd know him. He's a big Ranger fan.
Why do you pick these ball players as standouts?
Because they have such good taste. Anyone who smokes a White Owl has. It's the way White Owl ages the tobacco, mellows it to bring out that mild taste.
One more thing. Do you have any advice for a budding ball player who wants to make it to the big leagues?
I'd tell them to try white owl. Find out why. You get a lot more from a white owl than just smoke.
Bill Monbouquet takes the mound with a 4-0 lead. And before he throws his first pitch on New York Yankee baseball, let's pause for station identification.
Hi, this is Jerry Ducey. Join me for my telephone talk show, weeknights here at 810 on your dial, WGY Schenectady.
A reminder that this program, brought to you in cooperation with Sports Network, is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. Checking the Yankees out defensively, Roy White in left field, Joe Pepitone in center, and Andy Costco in right. Around the infield, Bobby Cox at third, Tommy Tresh at shortstop, Horace Clark at second, Mickey Mantle at first. Jake Gibbs does the catching. Dick McAuliffe, the Tigers' second baseman, leads off. He went 0 for 4 last night. McAuliffe is batting .205. He takes a ball low outside. Tigers have a couple of power-hitting infielders. McAuliffe has 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in, and the third baseman, Don Wirt, has 5 homers and 13 runs batted in. Pitch to the left-hand hitter, low. Ball 2. Monbouquet to the windup. Fires high. Ball 3. Mombo wants another baseball. From the time Monbouquet finished his warm-up throws prior to the game, the time he took the mound was almost half an hour. The Yankees were at bat a long time. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and he lays it right in for a called strike. Foul ball back off the chest protector of plate umpire Johnny Stevens. So the count goes full, 3-2. Out in the Yankee bullpen, Stan Bonson getting a little work in. Monbouquet ready with a 3-2 pitch to McAuliffe. And he struck him out swinging. Monbouquet's 26th strikeout of the year. This is the 10th start for the veteran right-hander. He has pitched 2 complete games, won 5, lost 3. The next batter is Mickey Stanley, the center fielder, right-hand hitter, batting .243. Swings in a curve, and he fouls it down and came back up and hit him while he was still in the batter's box, even though the ball rolled out in front of the plate in fair territory. It was a foul ball when it hit the batter. This is Monbouquet's second start against the Tigers. He beat them 2-1, beat Joe Sparma in New York on April 28th, the first game of a doubleheader. There's a line drive at the center field by Stanley. It's in for the base hit. Pepitone surrounds it. Stanley with a big turn goes back into first base. Now the right fielder, Jim Northrup. Northrup, left-hand hitter. Takes a cut and punches a foul ball off the first base side. It rolls out toward the Yankee bullpen, where it is captured by Stan Bunsen. Monbouquet in the move, looks to first base. Mantle holding against Northrop, or rather against Stanley, and the pitch to Northrop is low for a ball, 1-1. Catcher Bill Freehan is waiting on deck. Yankees leading 4-0, bottom half of the first inning. Northrop fouls one back toward the roof. Talking about the youngsters here today, they're seated mainly out in the left field stands and in the center field stands and the right center field stands, upper and lower decks. Stanley at first, the pitch to Northrop, low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mambo to the set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Monbouquet. And the batter will be the catcher, Bill Freehan. Monbouquet won his 5th game of the year, the second game of the doubleheader last Sunday against the Chicago White Sox. He won the ball game 7-6. Bill Freehan, after the first pitch, lifts a high fly ball to center. Joe Pepitone is there, and Pepitone makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and a man is left on. And at the end of 1, the score is the Yankees 4 and the Tigers 0.
Keeps your car on the go.
There's fun and excitement along the way as well as when you get there. When you fill up with Atlantic Imperial gasoline and follow the Imperial Road. Forget about how your car will run. Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps keep it running the way it was made to run, wherever you go. Your drive will come alive when you take the Imperial Road. Pack more fun in your trip and get on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Dobson. Ready to pitch to the top of the Yankee batting order. The Yankees batted around in the first inning, scoring 4 runs on 6 hits. Horace Clark will lead off. Clark had an infield hit. Leading off the first, looks at a pitch down low for a ball. Dobson, right-hander, kicks and throws. Curveball is laced foul toward the seats on the left side. Boy, a youngster down there playing that ball as it bounced off the something in the stands, reached out with a glove, couldn't get it, but his buddy was there barehanded, kept it from going on the field. And between the two of them, they saved the souvenir. 1-1 pitch to Clark. Look out, Horace, right under his chin. 2 balls and 1 strike. Harr sends a little number on the first base side of the mound. Dobson picks it up, throws to Cash in time. Dobson had to throw low and away from Cash to keep from hitting Clark in the back with his throws. He was right over by the baseline. But he got the throw there in time to retire Clark, 1 away. And it brings up Roy White. White forced Clark in the first inning after Horace led it off with a single. Dobson, no windup. Rocks and throws, foul ball. Peeled back toward the screen. And the applause is for the usher who takes care of the baseballs down on the field. He's got a little stool behind the plate, back by the stands. He had to run for that one off the screen. 1 strike pitch to Clark. To White, high ball. 1-1. Roy way up on the bat handle. Chokes up about 3 inches or so. Dobson's pitch. Cut on, popped up on the right side. Coming over the second baseman, McAuliffe. And the outfield grass makes the catch. 2 down. And here is Mickey Mantle. Mickey in the first inning sent a ground ball back through the legs of starter Les Kane and went on through for a base hit. Mickey then came in to score the second run of the inning for the Yankees. Dobson rocks and throws. Mantle takes the ball up high. Dobson's pitch. Strike over the inside corner at the knees. 1-1 to Mantle. We're in the top of the second. Swing and a miss by Mickey. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees are leading 4-0. Start of the game delayed about, I'd say 20 minutes because of rain. And the Yankees had the big top half of the first when they batted around. 1-2 pitch. Low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball got loose down in the Yankee bullpen where Bonson is still just loosening out leisurely. Ellie Rodriguez is warming him up down there. Now Dobson in the move. 2-2 to Mantle. High fly ball out into shallow right. Backing off second baseman McAuliffe. Coming in Northrup. It's McAuliffe all the way, and he puts it away to retire the side. So the Yankees, after batting around in the first, go out in order here in the second. And at the end of 1.5 innings, the score is New York 4, Detroit nothing.
Here she is, the ladybird of the cigar world, the White Owl girl.
There's so many White Owl men up here. See that pitcher warming up?
Nerves of piano wire. He's my choice to win the big game.
He smokes White Owl Rangers, the tall, slim one. Fits his image.
See that short, fat guy in the bleachers?
The one with the Beethoven sweatshirt, blowing the bugle?
Yeah. What if he smoked the White Owl Ranger?
Well, at least he would stop blowing the bugle. Remember the day you quit playing baseball?
Yeah, I remember. The manager was so happy he handed out White Owl New Yorkers to everybody.
Naturally. It's the big cigar for the big moment.
Big moment, huh? Say, last year, a 20-game pitcher I know ran out of White Owl Invincibles. The cigar that makes you feel that way.
How awful.
That was the day he got knocked out in the first inning. Could it be that...
You're right, Joe. you know you get a lot more from a white owl than just smoke.
Boston holds a 2-0 lead over Baltimore in the fourth inning. Washington leading Cleveland 1-0 in the fourth. Minnesota and Chicago scoreless in the fourth inning. So some of the upper echelon clubs like the Orioles, the Tigers, and the Indians at the moment are in trouble. Here is Willie Horton to lead off the bottom half of the second. Willie was the big show for the Tigers last night. His home run, 14th of the year, off Stottlemyre, won the game for Detroit 1-0. He takes a strike from Monbouquet. Monbouquet has given up 3 home runs this year. Time called by third base umpire Hank Soares. Again, a baseball got loose in the Yankee bullpen, and the usher out there in the right field corner retrieved it. Monbouquet gave up a home run to Repose, Brooks Robinson, and Tom McCraw. Horton swings, sends a line drive out to left center field. It gets by Pepitone, bangs off the railing. Pepe retrieves it, and Horton skips into second base for the double. Line drive up the alley in left center. So Horton has base hit number 2 for the Tigers, and his 7th two-bagger of the year. The batter is first baseman Norm Cash. Cash is hitting 161. He had a hit last night. He went 1 for 3. They shade him around to the right side on the infield. The outfield pretty much straight away. On-ball throws a curve that's fouled back over our broadcast booth. And it comes to rest somewhere in the upper deck. In somebody's pocket. The look for Horton at second. Mombo brings the hands together. The pitch. Slow curve drops in for strike 2. Our broadcast booth here at Tiger Stadium almost hangs out over the plate. We're just off the third base side of the plate. 2-strike pitch. Outside. Trying to get Cash to reach for one. Horton at second, nobody out. A ball and 2 strikes to the left-hand hitting Norm Cash. Here comes the pitch. Inside, drives him back off the dish. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Check swing, ground ball foul off the third base side. Cash was trying to fade away from an inside pitch, made contact down on the handle of the bat, and rolled it foul off third. As Cash comes back to the plate, we'll remind you that we'll be on the air at 1:25 tomorrow afternoon with the first game of the doubleheader between the Yankees and the Tigers. And, of course, we will broadcast both games of the doubleheader. Airtime for the first one, though, is 1:25. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cash. Horton leads away from second. Monbouquet looks back. Now the pitch. Outside. Ball 3 and a full count. Cash, with a 161 batting average, has hit 2 home runs. He has only 7 runs batted in. Off to a very slow start this year for Detroit. Monbouquet straddles the rubber. Uses his left hand to flick away the perspiration. Takes it out of his glove. Doesn't want to be charged for the ball by putting the right hand up that way. Now we're ready. 3-2 pitch coming. Walked in, ball 4. Monbouquet with that soft breaking pitch. Missed upstairs with it, and Cash is on. First walk given up by Monbouquet. So the Tigers have runners at first and second, nobody out. And third baseman Don Wirt steps in. This day and time, it is not common to see a couple of pretty good power hitters in an infield, but the Tigers, as we said earlier, have them in McAuliffe and Wirt, both of whom can hit the home run ball. The pitch to Wirt. Strike on the inside corner at the letters. Ray Euler is out on deck. One pitch. Ground ball back to the box. Monbo throws to second for 1. Clark back to first. It's a double play. Horton goes to third. The Yankees come up with the big double play, going from the pitcher Monbouquet to Horace Clark to Mickey Mantle. Horton at third. 2 outs, and Ray Euler, the shortstop, steps in. Euler is a 167 hitter. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. He chokes well up on the bat handle. Right-hand swinger. Swings in the first pitch, ground ball to third. Bobby Cox has it, makes his throw to Mickey, and plenty of time to retire the side. So a big threat by the Tigers, but Monbouquet worked himself out of it. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man is left on base. At the end of 2 innings, the score, the Yankees 4 and the Tigers nothing.
We got a case of Dodge fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Charger ever since the car came out. I'm going with Charger. I'm gonna make my move. Yeah, I'm going with Charger. Now you're in the groove. When I drive in my Charger, people gonna stop and stare. You're in the lead with the state new breed. It's a shakedown everywhere. Yeah, go Dodge Charger. And watch the cheetah grow. Well, I'm going with Charger. That's the way to go. We got a case of Dodge fever, hotter than a pepper sprout.
Andy Costco will lead off the top of the 3rd inning for New York. Costco stood out there by the plate and watched right-hander Dobson throw his warm-up pitches. Then as Dobson finished the warm-up throws, Costco went back to the on-deck circle to get the rosin bag. He snaps a look down to Crossetti before he steps in. Costco beat out an infield hit in the 1st inning, batted in a run, and he also scored a run. Yankees lead 4-0. Dobson's first pitch, outside, ball 1. There's a ground ball slowly hit to the first base side of the mound. It's a race between Dobson and Costco, and Dobson beats him. ball was hit slowly to the first base side of the mound. Norm Cash had swung over to play the ball. Pat Dobson fielded it, though, and with nobody covering first, he had to race Costco for the bag, but Dobson got there first. So there's one out, and the batter will be Joe Pepitone. Plate umpire Johnny Stevens calls for the baseball. Looks it over, rubs it up, now decides that it is not playable anymore. Pepitone had a single line drive to center field in the first inning. Takes a strike one. Dobson throws low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boston in the 5th inning leads Baltimore 3-1. In the 5th inning at Cleveland, the Senators 2, the Indians nothing. Pitch is downstairs. 2 balls, a strike. Twins and the White Sox are in the 5th inning, scoreless. Here's the 2-1 to Joe Pepitone. Low again, ball 3. Yankees sitting on a 4-0 lead here in the 3rd. Foul ball bounced first base side. Full count, 3-2 to Pepitone. Dobson works over the rosin bag. Now looks into Freehan. Kicks and throws. There's a high fly ball out into shallow center behind the bag at second. McAuliffe, the second baseman, is there, makes the catch. Pepitone flies out to McAuliffe, 2 down. The batter is Tommy Tresh. Tresh had a single his first time up and batted in a run, his 18th RBI of the year. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. Dobson deals, a strike is called on a breaking pitch. There's a drive deep right field, but it is curving foul. Off the facing above the upper deck here at Tiger Stadium, but foul. Tresh got the fat part of the bat on it, but it was pulled foul. Down the right field line here at Tiger Stadium, it is 325 feet to the foul pole. Down the left field line, it is 340. So the left-hand hitters get a bit of a break. One ball, 2 strikes to Tresh. Fastball struck him out swinging. 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees for the second inning in a row against Pat Dobson. And now at the end of 2.5, the score is New York 4, Detroit nothing.
Vacations needn't be a once-a-year treat. Atlantic's free weekender tour guides help you make any weekend an exciting one or 2-day vacation for the whole family. They plan the whole trip for you, tell you where to go, what to see, and how to get there. And even places you may have visited before take on new interest and excitement because the tour guides tell you what to look for, point out historical facts, and give you other fascinating information. Each weekender tour guide has several short trips in one particular area, carefully planned to include many different points of interest and still get you back home in plenty of time for your favorite evening TV program. Just ask any Atlantic dealer for your copy. Then let him fill your tank with Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline. Then you'll be on the Imperial Road to family fun with a gasoline that cleans the throttle plate area of your carburetor as you drive. Atlantic Imperial.
New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
Join me, Bill Edwardson, weekday mornings 7 to 10.
Here on WGY 810 on your dial, Schenectady.
Bottom half of the third inning here at Tiger Stadium. And the pitcher, Pat Dobson, leads off for Detroit. He's a right-hand batter. Looks at the first pitch for a called strike. Monbouquet winds, deals, ground ball right back to the pitcher. Monbo has it on a big hop, throws it over to Mantle in time to get Dobson. 1 up, 1 down, and we go to the top of the Tiger order for Dick McAuliffe, the second baseman. Monbouquet struck him out in the first inning after going behind 3-0. Strike on the outside corner. Bobby Cox is pulled in on the grass at third against the left-hand hitting McAuliffe. Tresh at short fades way around toward the bag. Clark plays him deep and over to the hole. Next pitch, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The outfield plays McAuliffe almost straight away, although Pepitone in center is fairly shallow. There's a foul ball back toward the upper deck. For a second or two, Jay Gibbs and plate umpire Johnny Stevens looked like they were going to dance down there. Gibbs wanted to come back for that one. Stevens didn't give ground because he realized it was well out of play. Next pitch, low. The count goes to 2-2 on McAuliffe. He reaches out and lines a base hit to left field. Roy White charging in quickly. McAuliffe makes a big swing around first and goes back. So a single for McAuliffe and the Tigers' third hit of the game. Monbouquet working the ball away from McAuliffe. And Dick reached out for it and drilled it to left. Now Mickey Stanley, who had a single to center field his first time up. Swings on the first pitch, looks a high fly ball out of the shallow right. It could be trouble. It's going to fall foul and out of the reach of Costco. That ball was way up in the air. Horace Clark and Andy Costco both running for it, but neither one could reach it, and it fell foul. The Yankees did not play Stanley to go to right field. Costco was well over toward the right center field alley, and he is back in the same spot. A lot of ground in right field for Stanley. One strike pitch. Line drive past Cox into left field, base hit. Roy White gets to the ball quickly, fires into third, and he holds McAuliffe at second on Stanley's line single to left. So again, the Tigers build a threat in this ball game with runners at first and second, one out. The batter will be Jim Northrup, the right fielder and a left-hand hitter. Northrup hitting about his own level, 250. That is just about his career total, but he's way ahead of his home run pace of prior years. He takes the ball up high. The Tigers have found some unexpected power. Northrup has hit 7 home runs already this year. His best year for homers with Detroit in 1966, he hit 16 all year. So he's keeping his average level and well ahead of his long ball pace. Monbo checks second for McAuliffe. The pitch to Northrup. There's a fly ball out into center field. Pepitone moves back, gets under it. McAuliffe tags up at second base. Pepitone makes the catch. Both runners are going. Throw comes into second, but not in time. McAuliffe goes to third and Stanley into second base after the catch in deep center field. Tigers figuring that Pepitone's throwing arm might not be completely strengthened from the break he suffered earlier this year. So they had both runners tag up and move. As it turned out, it was a good move because now 2 men are in scoring position. There are 2 outs, and the batter is Bill Prehan. Prehan flied out to center his first time up. Full windup by Monbo. The pitch. Over but low, ball 1. Sky is much brighter now, although it is still overcast. 1-0 to Prehan. High. He had a notion to go for that one, but then checked his swing. Made that little pitch. Pitch was right up in his eyes. 2 balls, no strikes. Prehan right now is hitting above his career average, 280. Pitch to him. Line drive to left field. They get 2 runs in. 1 scores. Here's Roy White. Throw toward the plate. Stanley scores. Tigers get 2. Prehan with a line drive single to left field. Brings home McAuliffe and Stanley. So now you see the value of tagging up after the fly ball hit by Northrup. It resulted in 2 runs instead of just 1 for the Tigers. Prehan has his 27th and 28th runs batted in of the year. The Yankees are leading 4-2. The batter will be Willie Horton, who doubled his first time up. Horton has never hit 300 in a full season in the majors. Fouls the pitch back. However, right now he is batting .317. He has 14 home runs. His best year in the majors so far has been 1965 when he hit .273. Not holding against Prehan at first base. And the 1-strike pitch to Horton. Low and away with a breaking ball. 1-1. Horton missed 43 games last year with injuries to his Achilles tendon. Had an operation after the season and now is just about sound again. 1-1 pitch to him. Inside, spun him back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Buquette starts the move, checks Freehand, deals the plate, foul ball back to the base of the screen. 2-2. A lot of Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts out here this afternoon, too, among these 15,000 or so youngsters. They got their banners identifying their packs. Ground ball foul, third base side. Bobby Cox got to it behind the bag, but it was fouled by a foot. Bill Freehand bouncing along and raced all the way to second. Gallops back to first base. Two and two. The count to Horton. Here's the pitch. Popped up on the right side. Mantle backing off. Clark coming over. Who's it going to be? Clark calls for it and makes the catch just inside the foul line to retire Horton and the Tigers. But Detroit comes up with 2 runs. On 3 base hits, there were no Yankee errors, and 1 man is left on. So at the end of 3 full innings, the score is New York 4 and Detroit 2. Totals in this game for the Tigers: 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. For the Yankees, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Elsewhere, it's Boston 3, Baltimore 1 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bruce Howard has replaced Brabender on the hill for Baltimore. Rico Petrocelli and Ken Harrelson have homered for Boston. Now, Harrelson's homer has come in the 5th inning with a man on, and Boston now leads as we get the 5th inning score 5-1. Boston 5, Baltimore 1, end of 5. For Harrelson, his 10th home run of the year. Washington 2, Cleveland nothing at the end of 4. Ken McMullen added Washington's 2nd run with his 10th home run of the year with the bases empty in the 4th. Bozeman against Williams. Minnesota and Chicago still scoreless in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Dean Chance pitching for Minnesota. Cisco Carlos for the Chicago White Sox. And in a twilight game, California will play at Oakland. Over in the National League, the New York Mets lead the St. Louis Cardinals 3-1 at the end of 4 innings at Shea Stadium in New York. Ray Washburn started for St. Louis, and Nolan Ryan for the Mets. That is the only National League game underway. Later this afternoon, San Francisco plays at Los Angeles, and tonight, Atlanta at Pittsburgh, Chicago at Houston, and Cincinnati at Philadelphia to round out the schedule. 4-2, Yankees lead end of 3. We go to the top of the 4th. Bobby Cox will lead it off. Cox had a hit and a run batted in the 1st inning. Takes an inside pitch for a ball 1. Dobson has now faced the side. Cox was the first man to bat against him. Down low, ball 1. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Les Cain started for Detroit. Faced 6 batters, gave up 5 base hits, and was charged with all 4 runs. Cox takes a strike. He had shortened up on the bat handle, but was looking at the pitch all the way. 2-1. After the base hit by Cox, Dobson retired 8 men in a row. High pop-up. near the mound. Coming in, the second baseman, McAuliffe. On the infield grass, makes the catch. So Dobson has now retired 9 in a row, with only Jake Gibbs hitting the ball to the outfield. Since Dobson came on to pitch, there have been 4 pop-ups to the second baseman, McAuliffe. Here's Gibbs, flied to left field, his first time up. Ball 1 down low. Even though that ball was caught by the left fielder, Horton, it was not deep. Very shallow in left field. In fact, so shallow that the umpires had ruled it an infield fly. 1-0 to him. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees 4 runs, 6 hits. Tigers 2 runs, 5 hits. There have been no errors in the game. Dobson steps back on the left foot, kicks and throws. Gibbs swings and misses, and the count is 1-2. You look down there and see Gibbs and Freehan standing there at the plate. 2 good football players in their college days. Gibbs at Ole Miss, Freehan at Michigan. Freehan only played a couple of years, though. He signed a baseball contract after his sophomore year. Gibbs punches one down the first base side. The race is on again, and Gibbs is out as Cash makes a diving stab at the bag, and Gibbs is carrying the argument now to Bill Kinnaman. Gibbs and Whitey Ford protest the call. Gibbs thought he had it beaten. So did Whitey. Kinnaman says no. Norm Cash fielded that ball about 5 feet from the bag and dove for first and stabbed it with his glove. Two down, and Bill Monbouquet steps in at the plate. Takes time first to knock the mud out of his cleats with the barrel end of the bat. Monbouquet steps away and takes a fastball down low. Ball 1. Dobson's next pitch. Strike at the knees on the outside corner. The 1-1 offering. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Dobson rocks and throws. Monbo fouls one back into the upper deck behind the plate. The stands here at Tiger Stadium rise rather steeply. Some excellent views of the ball game. Fans pretty close to the action. Now the 1-2 to Monbouquet. Strike 3 is called. Curveball dropped in, and Monbouquet is called out. So for the 3rd inning in a row, Pat Dobson, 1-2-3 is the Yankees. And at the end of 3.5 innings, the score is New York 4 and Detroit 2.
Arrow Shave saves your face as you shave your face. That's Arrow Shave, the face saver.
A man's face needs protection shave after shave. And Arrow Shave protects with its special skin and beard conditioners. Your face looks better, feels better too.
Arrow Shave saves your face as you shave your face. That's Arrow Shave, the face saver.
If you're a college man with a desire to fly, which do you want to be? Aviation specialist or leader of men? As a Marine aviator, you will be both. Given the time-tested ways of marine leadership and the finest flight training on Earth, leadership and flight, they're inseparable for the man who wears the wings of gold of marine aviation and the bars of the marine officer.
With the eagle, globe, and anchor of the United States Marine.
Well, Pat Dobson has displayed some excellent pitching since coming on in relief of Les Kane. The Yankees have not been able to touch him. Meanwhile, the Tigers have been pecking away at the 4-0 lead. It is now 4-2 New York. And Norm Cash, Don Wirt, and Ray Euler will be coming up here in the bottom half of the fourth. Cash, the first baseman, drew a walk his first time up. The only walk given up by Monbouquet in this game. That's about par for Monbouquet, one walk a ball game. Cash pushes a bunt down the third baseline. Monbo has it, makes his throw. Got him. Out at first base. A lot of action all of a sudden as Norm Cash pushed a bunt down the third baseline. It looked like a dandy. But Monbouquet, with some excellent fielding, got to it quickly. Fired to Mantle. His throw got there on one hop. Mantle had to play it on the short hop. But he played it neatly at first, and Cash is out. And now Don Wirt. Wirt bounced into a double play in the second inning. He takes a strike. Hey, the big man's at it again. He started off the month of June with a home run. We're talking about Frank Howard, who just hit his 20th for the Senators in the sixth inning at Cleveland to give Washington now a 3-1 lead. Wirt leans away from a high pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Howard hit 15 home runs in the month of May, 3 shy of the 1-month record set by Rudy York years ago, but he started off June with a home. Pitch to Wirt, line drive to the shortstop, Tresh, who snags it for out number 2. 2 down and nobody on, and here is Ray Euler. His first time up, he grounded out to Bobby Cox, and that ground ball ended a Tiger threat in the second. Wind up in the pitch. Check swing, strike call. You hear first base coach Wally Moses shouting down, "Hang in there, Ray." Wind up by Monbouquet. 1 strike pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh-2 offering, outside, try to make him bite. A ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball back toward the roof. Figure Ray Euler is good for about 1 home run a year, and he's already hit his homer for this year. He had 1 last year, 1 the year before. Had 8 in his major league career. His pitch, foul ball. Grounded off the third baseline. And ball bounced off the railing in front of the seats back to Bobby Cox, and he wasn't sure what to do with it. Wanted to throw it to Monbouquet, and then he started to throw it to Cuccinello, the third base coach for the Tigers. Finally, Hank Soar said, "Here, I'll take it." Soar looked it over and tossed it out of play. 1-2 pitch coming. Threw his bat at it, popped it up on the right side. Mickey Mantle calling for it. The Mick under it, makes the catch over his head, and the side is retired. So Monbo, for the first time in the game, gets the Tigers out in order. And at the end of 4, the score, the Yankees 4 and the Tigers 2.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go. Atlantic keeps your car on the go. Atlantic keeps your car on the go. There is so much you can see. Go, the view is fine and it's free.
There's more to driving than simply getting there when your car runs the way it was made to run. Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps it do just that along the Imperial Road.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Whenever you hit the road, make it the Imperial Road. Every road you travel becomes the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Here we go to the top of the 5th and the top of the order for the Yankees. Pat Dobson has done an excellent job in relief for Detroit. He has retired 11 men in a row. He came on in the first inning after Les Kane had faced 6 men and retired only 1. First man Dobson pitched to, Bobby Cox drilled a single to bat in a run, but then he has retired 11 straight since then, and here's Clark. Horace runs up as if to bunt and takes the pitch low for a ball. And in those 11 men retired, 4 of them have popped up to the second baseman, and only Jake Gibbs has punched the ball out of the infield. Dobson throws, curveball, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. On 1 pitch, swung on and missed again, strike 2. Yankees scored their 4 runs on 6 singles by Clark, Mantle, Costco, Pepitone, Tresh, and Cox. 1-2 deal. Strike 3 is called. 3rd strikeout for Pat Dobson. Roy White reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, scored the first of the 4 Yankee runs. Then in the second inning, he popped up. Dobson's curve is in the dirt. Ball 1. Next pitch. Strike is called. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul ball back to the screen on a fastball. A ball and 2 strikes to Roy White. Dobson fires high. 2-2. Manager Mayo Smith a little bit strapped for starting pitchers right now with Earl Wilson up with a lame foot, maybe getting an eyeful with this Pat Dobson out there. This is, I'm sure, the farthest he's gone this year. He pitched only 12 innings in 10 appearances before this game. He may be eyeing him as a starter. 2-2. Check, swing, and a foul tip is caught by Freehan. Strike 3. Roy White is out on strikes. Strikeout number 4 for Dobson. On New York Yankee baseball, let's pause for station identification.
Hi, this is Jerry Ducey. Join me for my telephone talk show, weeknights here at 8:10 on your dial, WGY Schenectady.
Mickey Mantle, the batter. Mick is 1 for 2. Scored 1 run. Takes the curve for a call, strike 1. Two outs and nobody on. Infield back deep to the right side. Mantle fouls one back. Dick McAuliffe, the second baseman, plays Mantle about, I'd say 5 or 6 feet back in the grass. Very, very deep. The Tigers do not overshift the infield on Mickey. They leave Euler, the shortstop, over on the third base side of second. Outfield gives up both foul lines, playing him as a straightaway hitter. He pops one high in the air on the left side, chasing it. Don Wirth, the third baseman, and he cannot get it. Ball fell in front of him. He may have got a glove on it. He had his back to the plate when he started running for that one. And when the ball came down, his back was still to the plate. There will be no errors, no play. No balls, 2 strikes to Mantle. Dobson ready. Here it comes. Outside. 1-2. With all the youngsters out here today, constant chatter in the background. One-two pitch coming. There's a drive deep to right field. If it's a fair ball, it's a home run, and it is a foul ball. Oh, it just missed the foul pole by an inch. A line drive to the seats in right that couldn't have missed the foul pole by more than an inch. Bill Kinnaman called it immediately. Mantle, who had started down the first base line, saw it, so did Ford. Just missed the foul pole. Dobson can heave a sigh of relief. Again, the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt this time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. From our vantage point, we look right down the first base and right field line, and that's by more than, just inches or less. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 outside. Two pitch coming. Mickey swings and misses, strike 3. Pat Dobson strikes out the side. He now has 5 strikeouts in the game. The Yankees go 3 up, 3 down. And at the end of 4.5 innings, the score is New York 4, Detroit 2.
Tipperillo asked the American people what they thought of the world's first menthol cigar. New Tipperillo M with menthol.
Pardon me, Punchy. I'd like a great fighter's opinion. How do you think a menthol cigar sounds?
A menthol cigar?
Oh! My friend, how do you think a menthol cigar sounds?
Then we got wise and didn't mention our cigar was menthol.
Excuse me, sir. Before you go, would you like to try this new cigar?
If it's free, buddy.
Here, let me light it for you. You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
It's great.
I like it.
You really like it?
I told you I like it. I like it. Yeah. It's a great cigar. It's cool. It's mild. What'd you say it was called again?
Well, I guess we'll have to call it the Great Taste. It sounds terrible. New Tiparillo M with menthol.
Hey, buddy, were you in a fight? You look terrible.
Well, we've reached the 4.5 inning mark, and that means I'm going to step out of here, and Phil Rizzuto's going to come in. Phil, the way that Pat Dobson is pitching out there, Mayo Smith may have started the wrong man today.
Well, that's right, Frank. I was thinking a lot of times pitchers get their big break when they're put in when they least expect it, and that's got to be the longest that Dobson has pitched all year. Because prior to today, he had worked in 10 games and only pitched 12 innings. All right, here's Dobson up there now. Swings and misses at a curve, strike one. He actually waved at that curveball. It wasn't a good cut. This is only the third official at-bat for Dobson this year. Tall right-hand batter. Whoop, just outside, 1-1. Mambo wanted that one. On deck, Dick McAuliffe. Foul, back upstairs and out of play. 1-2 the count. Yankees picked up all 4 runs in the first inning. And as a matter of fact, picked up all 6 of their base hits that they have in the game in the first inning. Dobson had retired the last 14 men in a row. Curve, ground ball in the hole, base hit to left field for Dobson. He looked real bad on one curveball and then hit that curve for a single to left. And that's the 6th hit for Detroit. So the Tigers have McAuliffe up there. McAuliffe struck out in the first inning, dunked a single in a short left field in the third. Dick has scored 1 run in the ball game. Is over. Strike one call. Never thought we'd play this ball game today the way it rained. Rained all morning and just up till game time, and then suddenly stopped. The pitch, strike 2. Both pitches over the outside part of the plate. 0-2. Time is called. A rubber ball was thrown out. Pepitone picks it up, throws in the infield. Actually, it looks like more like a softball. And Clark flips it into the Yankee dugout. That's what it was, a softball. Yankees lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Dobson leading off first. Pitch to McAuliffe outside. Slow curveball, 1-2. Mets are leading the Cardinals 4-1 in the 6th inning. On deck, Mickey Stanley. Mambo stretches. Foul back off the screen. Still 1-2. Mambo Kid gets the sign from Gibbs. Mantle playing in back of the runner at first. The pitch is popped in the air to short right field. And Costco cannot get it. Falls in for a base hit. Horace Clark gave up on the ball. And McAuliffe just flooped it in a short right field. The Tigers now with runners at first and second, nobody out. They trail 4-2. And Mickey Stanley, who's 2 for 2, single to center and single to left. Julie Womack gets up quickly in the Yankee bullpen. The Yankees looking for the sacrifice here. Mantle in at first, Cox in at third. Somebody's got to hold that Dobson a little closer at second base if they want to force him at third. The pitch, Stanley ready to swing, takes the strike. Tony Cuccinello coaching at third, giving the signs. Wally Moses at first. Mambo ready. Stanley squares, bunts the ball up. Beauty down to first base. Mambo throws the clock in time. Nice play by Clark as he had to fall down to make the catch on the wide throw by Mambo, but it advances the runners. Beautiful bunt by Stanley. The play goes 1-4. And the batter now, Jim Northrup. Northrup struck out in the first, fly deep to center in the third. Tigers have McAuliffe at second, Dobson at third with one out. The Yankees leading 4-2. Infield playing back. The windup by Mambo. His pitch popped in the air to shallow right field. Costco coming in. The runner's tagging. He makes the catch. He bluffs coming to throw right on the money. Beautiful throw by Costco right on the plate, but Dobson only came in a couple of steps and went back. So the runners remain at second and third, and now Bill Freehan, who has driven in the 2 runs for Detroit with a line single to left in the third inning. In the first inning, he flied to center. And now Gibbs wants to go out and talk with Mambo Kett. I'm sure they're not going to put Freehan on because in back of Freehan is that man Willie Horton. And though Freehan is dangerous, Horton is even more so. So Gibbs and Mambo break up the huddle. Red Sox leading Baltimore 5-1 in the 7th. Washington leads Cleveland 6-1 in the 7th. Frank Howard has hit his 20th homer of the year. Minnesota, Chicago, no score in the 8th. The Mets leading the Cardinals 4-1 in the 7th. All the other action at night in the National League. All right, here's the windup. Pitch to Freehan. Inside, ball 1. Freehan asks Stevens to look at the ball. Johnny says it's okay. Freehan wears a knee pad on his left arm, high on the left arm, near the muscle. He gets hit so often there, he crowds the plate. Last year, he led the league in getting hit with pitch balls. Dobson at third, McAuliffe at second with 2 outs. Womack continues to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Here's the windup. The pitch is over, a strike called, 1-1. Watch Willie Horton swinging that weighted bat down below. He swings it with one hand, just his left hand. And quite often he hits with just that one hand when he's fooled on a pitch. But he still gets a lot of wood on it. All right, the 1-1 pitch, low, ball 2, 2-1. Mambo taking a little extra time. Tough spot right here. The potential tying runs on base at second and third. 2 out. A 2-1 count on Freehan. The Yankees leading 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're at Tiger Stadium in the Motor City of Detroit. The pitch. Ground ball is short. Tresh up with it. Fires to Mantle in time for the out. They get the dangerous Freehan. No runs, 2 hits, no Yankee errors, and 2 men left. And at the end of 5 full innings, the Yankees 4, the Tigers 2.
If your car is inclined to stall and idle roughly, or if it doesn't accelerate as it should, there's not much comfort in the fact that a lot of other drivers are having the same problem. But cheer up. Thousands of drivers have found the way to solve that problem. They use Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline. You see, stalling, rough idling, and poor acceleration are often caused by dirt deposits, which some gasolines allow to build up in the throttle plate area of your carburetor. And it takes only a few tankfuls of Atlantic Imperial to dissolve stubborn throttle plate deposits and wash them harmlessly away. Then, as you continue to use Atlantic Imperial, it helps prevent their return. So come on, get on the Imperial Road,
the road that leads to smooth engine performance with Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
The top of the sixth inning, we'll see Costco, Pepitone, and Tresh facing Pat Dobson. And this Dobson has just about been letter perfect since he relieved Les Kane in the first inning. He faced Bobby Cox single to right field off Dobson, and since then he's retired 14 Yankees in a row, striking out the last 4 in a row. Momboquette, Clark, White, and Mantle he has struck out in order. Costco beat out an infield single in the first inning, got credit for a run batted in, later scored, and then hit back to the box in the third. And on that play, Dobson made a fine play, had to go to his left, pick it up, and race to the bag for the unassisted putout, just beating Costco. All right, Costco steps into the batter's box. And he looks good up there, even without swinging. Pops it up. McAuliffe back, Northrup in, and let's see. Northrup calls and makes the catch. He was a little leery of running into McAuliffe, but Dick got out of the way. 1 away. As Dobson continues to set the Yankees down in order. Here's Pepitone. Joe lined a single to center in the first inning to drive in a run. Popped to second in the third. All right, Dobson. Lines pitch to Joe is a curve over strike call. And this Dobson is coming from right over the top. Strictly overhand. Another curve over strike 2. 11,237 paid today. 21,859 is the total. The rest are youngsters here. The 2-strike pitch, another curve. This one high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tommy Tresh on deck. Pat Dobson gets the sign from Bill Freehan. No wind-up delivery. Ground ball, Cash backhands the ball. Up with it, flips to Dobson in time. Beautiful play by Cash. He took a base hit away from Pepitone last night on a diving, sliding catch, and he does it again here. So it's 2 out, and the batter, Tommy Tresh. Tommy single at center in the first inning. Driving in a run, struck out in the third. Yankees got all 4 runs and all 6 hits in the first inning. "16 men in a row Dobson has set down. His pitch in the dirt gets away from Freehan, ball 1. On deck, Bobby Cox. Outfield deep straight away on Tommy. Dobson's curve is low, ball 2, 2-0. Tom Cash guards that line against the left-hand batters. Pat Dobson chewing that bubble gum out on the mound. His pitch, a bounce of foul off Tommy's foot. Whitey Ford up with it in the coaching box, and he wants the umpire to take a look at it. Tommy, who does that quite often, hasn't done much of that this year. And pretty soon we'll probably see Tommy wearing that extra protection. A little miniature shin guard that covers the top part of your foot and part of the shin. Tommy's still outside the batter's box, trying to put a little weight on the ball of the right foot. Now he gets set in the batter's box. 4-2, the Yankees lead in the top of the sixth with 2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dobson ready for his 2-2 delivery. There it is. It's a curve low. Full count, 3-2. Dobson has had very few 3-2 counts on the hitters. He's been ahead of most of them. Now the payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. So that breaks the string of consecutive outs by Pat Dobson. His first walk, the first walk any Yankee has gotten in the ball game. He had retired 16 men in a row before walking Tresh. Here's Bobby Cox, single right in the first to drive in a run, popped to second in the fourth. First base runner for the Yankees since the first inning. Jake Gibbs on deck. Norm Cash holding the bag against Tresh. Here's the stretch. The pitch is low, ball 1. Lights have been on here since the start of the ball game, and it's a wonder that they were able to start the game with all the rain we had. Tommy Tresh leading away. Pitch is a strike call just about knee high, 1-1. McAuliffe is shading Cox over towards second base. Throw to first base. Tresh back in plenty of time. Dobson stretches. His pitcher bounces slowly to third. Wade will have to hurry. Up with it. Fires to first in time to get Cox by a stride. For the Yankees, nothing across. 1 man left. And at the end of 5.5 innings, it's the Yankees 4, Detroit 2.
The traveling smooth on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial to make the going more fun. That may seem like a lot to expect from a gasoline, but Atlantic Imperial isn't just any gasoline. It's the clean carburetor gasoline. It cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. That can do a lot to increase your driving pleasure because dirt deposits in the throttle plate area are a common cause of stalling, rough idling, and poor acceleration. Problems you shouldn't have to put up with. Atlantic Imperial won't tolerate troublesome throttle plate deposits. It dissolves them and washes them harmlessly away. Then, wherever you drive, you're on the Imperial Road, where every trip's a pleasure trip. So come on in. Get on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
The bottom of the sixth inning, we'll see Willie Horton, Norm Cash, and Don Wirt to face Mambo. Horton doubled to left center in the second inning, popped to second in the third. Yankees scored 4 runs in the first inning. The Tigers scored their 2 runs in the third. That's been all the scoring in the ball game. Starting to get a little overcast now. All right, Willie Horton steps in. Horton coming on strong. 14 homers, 30 RBIs. He's 6 in back of the big guy now, Frank Howard, who hit his 20th today. High and inside, ball 1. Bill Monboquette taking plenty of time out on the mound. His pitch is hit high in the air to left center field. Pepitone back near the wall, and it's in for a home run for Willie Horton. listen to that crowd. Willie Horton hit one 9 miles up in the air. The wind is blowing out today. He hit it just to the right of the 365-foot sign. His 15th home run of the year, his 31st run batted in. It's now the Yankees 4 and Detroit 3 in the batter, Norm Cash. Cash walked in the second, hit to the box in the fourth. Here's one gone. That ties it up way in the upper deck in right field. Back-to-back home runs by Willie Horton and Norm Cash, and the ball game is tied up. Coming out to the mound. Norm Cash has just hit his 3rd home run of the year and only his 8th run batted in. But it ties up the ball game 4-4. Cressetti, who is filling in for Ralph Houk, out on the mound. Ralph at the graduation of his son up in Paulding, New York. And the Crows going to let Mambo stay in there. The batter is Don Wirt, hit into a double play in the second, lined to short in the fourth. So 2 pitches, 2 home runs, and this ball game is brand new again. Wirt bounces one to third, foul ball. Bobby Cox at it. Fred Lasher starts to loosen up in the Detroit bullpen. Remember, we told you Dobson hadn't gone this long all year in a relief appearance, and he might be tiring. He sure doesn't look like it. Pitch to Wirt. There's one. Base hit to right center field. And the Tigers' 3 consecutive base hits. That's 10 hits for Detroit. And Cressetti's coming out, and that's all for Mambo Kett. That will be all for Mambo, who has worked 5 innings and to 3 batters here in the 6th, allowing 10 hits. He walked 1 man, struck out 2. He has been charged with 4 runs, so Mambo cannot be the winning pitcher. He could be the losing pitcher should Wirt come in to score here and Detroit go on to win the ball game. So Dooley Womack is being called on. Dooley Womack coming on to relieve Bill Mambo Kett. So Mambo and Gibbs have a little huddle over the signs. Mambo has been touched up for quite a few base hits in his last 3 outings. The batter will be Ray Euler, who bounced to third in the second, popped to first in the fourth. Lasher continues to throw. Pat Dobson is in the on-deck circle. He's the batter to follow Euler, but Mayo Smith might have just sent him up there for a decoy. Trujewski is loosening up down in the bullpen. And Eddie Matthews now is swinging a couple of bats. And it looks like he will bat for Ray Euler. And Trujewski, who we told is warming up, will go in to play shortstop. We just got a note from Marv Albert back at WHN that Dean Chance has gone through 7 complete innings against the White Sox, and so far he has a no-hit game going. All right, Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews pinch hitting for Ray Euler. At first base, Donworth, the score is tied, 4-4. The pitch to Matthews, drive to deep right center field. Pepitone digging. What a play Pepitone made, a beautiful play, as he took at least a triple away from Eddie Matthews. Holy cow, Pepitone, with no regard for that fence in right center field, made a running, leaping backhand catch, crashed into the wall. Wirt had to hustle back to first place, and what a play Pepitone made. Beautiful play. And now Gates Brown is coming up to bat for Pat Dobson. Eddie Matthews jumped on that first pitch, and right now on New York Yankee Baseball, we pause for station identification.
Hi, this is Jerry Ducey. Join me for my telephone talk show, weeknights here at 8:10 on your dial, WGY Schenectady.
Brown, who is built on the lines of Willie Horton, and that means solidly built, a left-hand batter, has been about 15 times, 7 hits, batting .467. He crouches. The pitch to Brown, outside, ball 1. And the Tigers have come to life, and so have their fans. It's all tied up 4-4. Bottom of the 6th. The pitch is low. Nice play by Gibbs. 2 balls, no strikes. As a pinch hitter, Gates Brown has been about 10 times with 6 base hits. He is strong. Mantle holding the bag against Don Wirt. By Womack. His pitch outside, ball 3, 3-0. Steve Hamilton gets up in the Yankee bullpen. Lasher has completed warming up down in the Tiger bullpen. Trzaskowski is still throwing down there. The 3-0 pitch is low, ball 4, and Gates Brown gets a base on ball. The batter now, Dick McAuliffe, who is 2 for 3. McAuliffe struck out in the first inning, single to left in the third, single to right in the 5th. Only 1 out. Infield in double play depth. Gates Brown at first, Don Wirt at second for Detroit. Stretch by Womack. His pitch is low, ball 1. Dooley trying to keep the ball down so that the Tiger batters hit it on the ground has been low. And now Dean Chance has gone 8 complete innings against the White Sox, and his no-hitter is still intact. The toughest 3 outs to go in baseball. And don't forget, the Twins have not scored either. So Chance might have to go longer than 9 innings. The curve is over, strike called, 1-1. Mickey Stanley on deck. Yankees 4, Detroit 4 in the bottom of the 6th. All right, Womack gets the sign from Gibbs. Here's the stretch by Dooley. His pitch is popped up. The infield fly rule is called. McAuliffe is out. Bobby Cox makes the play. 2 out, and the batter, Mickey Stanley. Stanley single to center in the first, single to left in the third, and sacrificed in the 5th. He's 2 for 2, and he scored a run. 2 men out, 2 men on. All right, runners lead at first and second. Stretch by Womack. His curve swing and a miss. He went fishing for that breaking pitch outside. 1 strike on Stanley. And now Joe Vrbanek gets up along with Steve Hamilton in the Yankee bullpen. Frank Crissetti running this game for the Yankees today. Here's the stretch. Fastball bounce to third base. Cox up with it. Steps on the bag for the unassisted force play. And Womack gets out of the jam with some good relief pitching. For Detroit, 2 runs on 3 hits. No Yankee errors, 2 men left. And at the end of 6 full innings, it's the Yankees 4 and the Tigers 4. Well, a look at the scoreboard, and the Red Sox knocked Baltimore off again, 5-1. Culp, the winner, pitched a 3-hitter. Brabender, the loser. Petrocelli home in the 4th. Ken Harrelson in the 5th with 1 on, and the 10th of the year for Harrelson. Washington 6, Cleveland 1 at the end of 7.5. Knowles in there now for Washington. Willie Smith in there for Cleveland. McMullen home in the 4th, his 10th, and Frank Howard hit his 20th of the year in the 6th. We told you Minnesota nothing, White Sox nothing. End of 8. Chance for Minnesota. Carlos started. Locker in the 7th, and Chance has a no-hitter going. California at Oakland, a later start. In the National League, the Cardinals came up with 3 runs in the top of the 7th and have tied the Mets 4-4. At the end of 6.5, Gilson replaced Washburn. Short replaced Ryan in the 7th. All the other games tonight. So Lasher comes in to replace Pat Dobson. Fred Lasher, sidearm, underhand throwing right-hander, and Trejewski goes in as short to replace Ray Euler. And the batter will be Jake Gibbs. Jake's 0 for 2, fly to left in the 1st, bounce to 1st in the 4th. All right, the tall right-hand pitcher. Lasher winds his pitch, low and away, ball 1. Reminds you a little bit of Ted Abernathy. Doesn't come quite as far underhand as Abernathy. Lasher is making his 15th appearance of the year. He's 1-2, lost 1. Bounce to the 2nd. McAuliffe one-hands it, flips easily to cash 1 out. And that brings up Dooley Womack. Womack has been about 1 time this year without a base hit. Dooley batting left-handed. Lasher's pitch is a little bit outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. He checked his swing. It's high, ball 2, 2-0. You hear those kids in the background. They have really been yelling and having a ball all day here at Tiger Stadium. The 2-0 pitch right down the middle. Strike called, 2-1. The big right-hander's pitch. There's a base hit. Whoop, hold it. It stayed up, and Stanley made the catch. A line drive. It looked like it was sinking, but that ball stayed up as Womack hit it right on the button. Stanley, a fine center fielder. What a jump he got on that ball. 2 out, and here's Clark. Horace singled in the 1st, hit to the box in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. Tigers have been long balling the Yankees in this series. Willie Horton's homer last night won the game 1-0. Today, Willie Horton and Norm Cash have hit home runs. There's a pitch over, strike call. On deck, Roy White. The Yankees have not been able to take advantage of the friendly fences here at Tiger Stadium. High fly to shallow right center. Stanley is there and makes the catch. So again, it's 3 up, 3 down. And the score at the end of 6.5. The Yankees 4 and the Tigers 4.
Folks, meet the first lady of cigars, the White Owl girl.
Hi, Joe. Great view up here in the press box. I can really see all my White Owl men.
Anybody I know?
There's the commissioner of something or other in the 1st row. He's a White Owl man. He's smoking the White Owl New Yorker. The big cigar for the big moment.
Lucky guy. He's got the VIP seat and just a cigar to go with it.
And on his right, there's the tall, slim one.
Slim? Must weigh over 250 pounds.
The tall, slim one from White Owl. The White Owl Ranger.
Don't you ever watch the guys on the playing field?
Of course. Most of them are White Owl men, too. Like that tall, cute one over there.
Good man. He had over 300 last year.
Naturally. He smokes the White Owl Invincible, the cigar that makes you feel that way.
His cigar made him hit over 300?
Why not? You know you get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
So we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. All the Tiger fans standing up. And it'll be Northrop, Frian, and Horton to face Dooley Womack. Jim Northrop, playing with a cracked rib, has struck out in the first, fly to center in the third, fly to right in the fifth. Northrop is 6'2" and 190 pounds. He's a local boy, left-hand batter. Womack's curve over strike call. They play him straight away in the outfield. Another curve bounced over the middle, and a base hit off the glove of Horace Clark. Northrop takes a big turn and comes back. A high bouncing ball. Clark got his glove on it, couldn't hold on to it. It skipped into center field. The batter now, Bill Frian, who flied to center in the first, single to left in the third to drive in 2 runs, and bounced to short in the fifth. Mantle holding the bag against Northrop. The pitch, the ball is bunted foul. Bill Frian, the number 4 hitter in the lineup, was sent up there to bunt by Mayo Smith. Very unusual. Let's see if he does it again. He fouled the first one off. Northrop leads away at first base. Stretch by Womack. Throw to first base. Northrop back. We're in the bottom of the 7th, all tied up 4-4. And they're in the 8th inning at Shea Stadium, all tied up 4-4. Here's the stretch. He squares to bunt and almost got hit in the helmet on a curveball, high and tight, 1-1. On deck, Willie Horton. Dooley Womack ready. There goes Northrop. The ball is taken. The throw to second. And what a mix-up between Clark and Tresh. The ball goes into center field, and Northrop goes to third. Holy cow, that's the second time in this game that Clark and Tresh have had their signals crossed. A perfect throw by Jake Gibbs would have had Northrop, but Clark and Tresh almost collided. They both let the ball go. It went into center field. Well, the official score has got to be slightly out of line. He has given the error to Gibbs on the mix-up between Tresh and Clark. It's a stolen base for Jim Northrop, though he'd have been a dead duck at second. And I hate to see Gibbs get an error on a perfect throw. Here is Frian now. Runner at third, nobody out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The infield's in. Ground ball, base hit to left field. And Northrop scores, and the Tigers lead 5-4. Bill Frian driving in his 3rd run of the ball game. And the battle, Willie Horton. Horton double a left in the 2nd, popped the 2nd in the 3rd, home and in the 6th. We've got to get that official score to change that error, not because it's the first error by Gibbs this year, but because it was a perfect throw and a mix-up between Tresh and Clark on who was covering. They almost collided. All right, nobody out. Pitch to Horton. He squares the bunt, takes it low, ball one. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This Horton can hit the ball out of here with one hand. Freehan, the number 4 hitter, was sent up there to bunt, and now Willie Horton wants to talk with Tony Cuccinello. Horton limping down to third, and it could be that Willie missed the sign. I don't think that they would have Horton bunting. Why don't you see if you can't call up to that official score on that loudspeaker? Really, that bothers me. The pitch, he takes the strike over. He was not squaring the bunt that time. Tigers now with 12 base hits and 5 runs. The Yankees 6 hits and 4 runs. Womack stretches. Curve bounces in the dirt back. Gibbs can't find it. Going to second is Freehan. And it's a wild pitch to charge to Dooley Womack. A wild pitch charge to Dooley Womack. And down to second goes Bill Freehan. Steve Hamilton is loosening up in the bullpen. Womack goes to the rosin bag. Freehan at second base. Still nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, Detroit leading 5-0, 5-4. Curve, ground ball, base hit to left field. Here comes Freehan around third. Here's the throw to the plate. And he's out at the plate on a beautiful throw by Roy White. A great tag by Jake Gibbs as White threw a perfect strike to Jake. And Freehan is cut down trying to score. Willie Horton gets another base hit. Roy White on one of his best throws of the year, a one-hopper to Gibbs, who put the tag on Freehan just trying to slide in. We had a beautiful view of that plate. We're just over home plate here at Tiger Stadium. And here comes Frank Crissetti with the batter Norm Cash. View up there. Crissetti's coming out to the mound. Womack has been hit hard here in the 7th inning. A single by Northrop, a single by Freehan, and a single by Horton. Although Dooley should have been out of the inning without a run being scored. The mix-up at second base between Clark and Tresh. Earlier in the game, it didn't cost the Yankees, but with a runner at first base, Wirt hit back to the box, and Tresh and Clark almost collided, and Tresh took the throw from Monboquet. Rather, Clark took the throw from Monboquet and turned into a double play where it should have been the shortstop's ball. So, Steve Hamilton is being called in, and that's going to be all for Dooley Womack. And Dooley worked just 1 1/3 innings, in which he allowed 3 base hits, walked 1, has been charged with 1 run. So Womack is the pitcher of record. And Steve Hamilton comes on. Well, it's a cinch that Chance didn't pitch the no-hitter. The White Sox won it 1-0. We're getting the news now from Marv Albert. But Steve Hamilton is no won or loss record, making his 10th appearance of the year. And he'll be pitching to Norm Cash. So there was 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bill Voss broke up Dean Chance's no-hitter with a single, and then Dick Kenworthy, who was just recalled from Hawaii in the Pacific Coast League by the White Sox, singled in the bottom of the ninth to win it. They ended up with 3 hits, the White Sox, all 3 of them in the bottom of the ninth inning. Minnesota had 4 hits and no runs. Wood was the winner in relief, Chance the loser. All right, Cash steps in. Willie Horton at first base. Cash walked in the second. Hit to the box in the fourth. Homered upstairs in the sixth. Takes a curve outside, ball 1. Willie Horton at first. Mantle playing in back of him. And now big John Wyatt gets up in the Yankee bullpen. The Tigers are leading 5-4. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Cash, low, ball 2. On deck, Don Wirt. So Frank Crissetti, handling the reins for the first time this year, has sure got himself a tough ball game to manage. Hamilton sets. Curve over, strike called. 2 balls and a strike. Cash was falling away from that sidearm curve. For a while, Cash was going to left field against left-hand pitchers and was doing very well. Hamilton stretches. A pitch, swing and a miss. Threw the fastball by him that time, 2-2. Now he steps back off the rubber. Back on again. Here's the stretch. Curve, strike 3, swinging, so Hamilton comes up with his specialty, striking out a left-hand batter. And the batter now, Don Wirt. Wirt hit into the double play in the second inning. Lined to short in the fourth, single to right center in the 6th. Horton at first with 2 outs. The pitch to Wirt is low and inside, ball 1. Dick Trzewiski on deck. The pitch, a bounce, a foul down the third base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees picked up all 4 runs in the first inning on all 6 of their hits that they have in the game. Tigers had 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, and 1 here in the 7th. They've gone out in front. Stretch by Hamilton. Pitch, ground ball. Tresh to his right. Up with it. Goes to Clark for the force play. But Detroit picks up a run on 3 hits, 1 Yankee error, 1 man left. And now at the end of 7 full innings, it's the Tigers 5, the Yankees 4. So we go into the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Roy White, Mickey Mantle, and Andy Costco to face Fred Lasher. Roy's 0 for 3 today. Bounced to second, popped to second, and struck out. Lasher winds. His pitch almost hits White, ball 1. Lasher is 6'4", 215 pounds. He was born in Poughkeepsie, New York. Now lives in Janesville, Wisconsin. Next pitch, bounce a foul. Whitey Ford has it on 1 hop. Wants to flip it to Lasher. Lasher not looking. Now he turns and Whitey throws him. One on Roy White here in the top of the 8th. Pitch by Lasher, a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike. the 2-1 pitch. A foul at the plate. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on White. Lash's pitch is high and away. Full count, 3-2. The payoff pitch on the way. A high fly to center field. Stanley backing up, turns, and takes it. All Roy had to do was pull that one a little bit. Stanley has made the last 3 consecutive putouts in center field. Here's Mantle. Single to center in the first and scored a run. Popped to second in the second. Struck out in the 5th. Pitch to Mickey. It's a strike on the outside corner. They play Mickey deep in all fields. Lasher winds. Inside. Mick had a duck back out of the way. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside again, ball 2, 2-1. They're playing the 9th inning at Shea Stadium, all tied up 5-5. Cardinals and the Mets. Boston beat Baltimore, Washington beat Cleveland, and the White Sox beat Minnesota. All the other action tonight. Pitch on the outside corner, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Fastball is high, and again it's 3-2. Had a full count on White before Roy flied to center. Now a full count on Mantle. Lasher gets the sign. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So it's 2 out, and here's Costco. Andy singled in the first inning, hit to the box in the 3rd, and fly to right in the 6th. Two out, nobody on. Detroit leads 5-4. There's a pitch low and outside, ball 1. He came by the way of third base that time. He pitches differently and with a different motion than when he throws to a right-hand batter or a left-hand batter. He winds. Pitch is over, strike called. When he's pitching to a left-hand batter, he falls towards first base. Pitching to a right-hand batter, he falls towards third base. The 1-1 pitch, a bounce to the 3rd. Wirt has it. A long throw in time to get Costco. So again, it's 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees. And the score at the end of 7.5. Detroit 5 and the Yankees 4.
High noon. The hot sun beats down hard. You've got to cool off. Ice your insides with something special. A chilling Valentine Premium. It's a very special glass of beer.
Make a ring, and then another ring, and then another ring, and then you've got 3 rings Valentine. And now it's premium. It's a very special glass of beer.
Valentine Premium. Premium ingredients, premium brew for crisp, light, premium flavor. Something you just don't get from just any beer.
Valentine, and now it's premium. It's a very special glass of beer.
Krzyzewski will lead it off here in the bottom of the eighth. Dick's first time at bat in the ball game. He replaced Ray Euler. Krzyzewski batting 162, 6 for 37. Takes a curve from Hamilton, low, ball one. Dick has 1 double and 2 RBIs. 1-0 pitch, ground ball is short. Tresh comes in. Fires to first. Just in time. Tommy took a little extra time and almost lost Krzyzewski in a close play at first. 1 away. And the batter, Fred Lasher. Lasher has been to bat twice this year with 1 base hit, and that's a .500 average, no matter how you look at it. Curve over, strike one call. Hamilton winds. Curve, swing and a miss. Strike two. 0-2 on Lasher. Curve over. Strike three call. 3 pitches. Lasher is out of there. Second strikeout for Hamilton. And here is McCullough. Dick is 2 for 4. Struck out in the first, singled in the third, singled in the fifth, and popped a third and a sixth. Bobby Cox in at third. Hamilton's pitch right in there. Strike call. Steve's next pitch is outside, 1-1. The big left-hander delivers a curve that's low, ball 2, 2-1. Now the windup. Curve over, strike 2, 2-2. Now the 2-2 delivery. Curve over, strike 3 call. So Hamilton does a fine job in relief. 3 up, 3 down, and the score at the end of 8 full innings. Detroit 5, the Yankees 4.
On the go, go with Atlantic Imperial gasoline and drive the Imperial Road.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go. Atlantic keeps your car on the go. So there is so much you can see.
Don't worry about how your car will perform along the way. Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps take care of that wherever you go on the Imperial Road.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
You're always on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Well, we go into the ninth inning. The Yankees trailing 5-4. And the Yankees, since that first inning, when Bobby Cox got the 6th Yankee hit in the first inning, the Yankees, with the exception of one walk to Tresh, have gone down in order since then. Tresh has been the only base runner since the first inning. Pepitone, who has singled, popped to second, and bounced to first, leads off against Fred Lasher. Yankees need 1 to tie, 2 to go ahead. Now the big right-hander out on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Pepitone. Strike on the outside corner. Pepe gives that look of disbelief. Lasher gets the sign from Freehan. High and away. 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a... Whoa! Almost a great play by McAuliffe. He dove for it. We lost sight of it, but it bounced by him in a right field. A base hit for Pepitone, the first hit since the first inning. And the batter now, Tommy Tresh, who singled, struck out and walked. So Pepitone gets his second base hit of the ball game, the 7th for the Yankees. Cash is playing in back of Pepitone at first base. Stretched by Lasher. Pitch is in there, strike one call. Lasher ready. The pitch hit high in the air to center field. Stanley is there and takes it 1 out. Yankees have not been able to pull the ball. Everything's been going towards center field and right center field. Bobby Cox, who singled, popped to second and bounced to third. 1 out in the top of the ninth. Detroit leads 5-4. Pitch to Cox. There goes Pepe. What a jump he had, but Cox fouled the pitch off. The first time they've tried to run against Freehan, and in New York, they really ran him ragged. Pepe had a good jump, and now Cash comes over to hold first against Pepitone. Verbanek gets up in the Yankee bullpen. Hiller and Patterson up in the Tiger bullpen, a left-hander and a right-hander. Here's the stretch. The pitch, foul ball in the Tiger dugout. 0-2 on Bobby Cox. On deck, Jake Gibbs. Sandy, did you find out yet about that error to Gibbs? No, huh? Charged Gibbs with a throwing error. He threw a strike right over second base. It's just that Clark and Tresh were trying to get out of each other's way. All right, Pepe leads away. Here's the stretch. The pitch, ground ball at third. Where it goes to McAuliffe for one. He falls down, and he dropped the ball, and he's... Wait a minute now. He called him out at second base. And it looked like McAuliffe was off the bag and then dropped the ball. That's the second time that Russ Getz has made a quick decision at second base on a force play. A wide throw by Don Word on what looked like a perfect double play ball. A fielder must have possession of that baseball longer than a second. Jake Gibbs, fly to left, bounce to first, bounce to second. 2 out in the top of the 9th. And the Yankees trailing 5-4. Cox is at first. Pitch to Gibbs. Ground ball to the shortstop. Up with it, Trajewski. Throws to first. That's it. So nothing across for the Yankees. 1 man left. And the Tigers win it 5-4. And it's a strange thing in this ball game. We mentioned the fact that the young umpire at second base, Russ Getz, made 2 hurried calls of plays that cost the Yankees. He called a runner out at second base when the shortstop had dropped the ball and did not have possession of it for even a fraction of a second. And then he called the runner out here, Pepitone at second, when McAuliffe did not have possession of the ball and then dropped it. So those kind of things kind of hurt in a ball game, especially in these one-run games. Last night there was no excuse as Willie Horton hit the homer to beat Mel Stottlemyre and the Yankees 1-0. And again here today, they used the long ball. Another homer by Horton and a homer by Cash and 3 RBIs by Bill Friend. And that was the final score. The Tigers 5 and the Yankees 4. The totals in the ball game for the Tigers: 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For the Yankees, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Lasher in relief, the winner.